Okay, good morning. It's Lillin from Japan, which is unnecessary, and I just woke up 30 minutes ago, earlier than usual. Actually, no, maybe an hour. And I'll continue the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles investigation for the Runaway something. What was it? Adventure of the Runaway Room, Part 1. So today I'll be just doing the investigation. See how long that takes? Maybe 2.5 hours, maybe less, maybe a bit more, who knows? Around there. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. Everything looks on anyway. Tweet it. Yada yada. YouTube. Okay. Let's go. If I have time, I'll try to do some other game after. No, don't skip.
19世紀の終わり、厳しい冬のことだった。事件は霧深い深夜のロンドンの街路をひた走り、乗り合い馬車の中で起こった。馬車には被害者と容疑者の両名のみ、複数の人間がその事件を目撃し。
Wait, I want to see a log. I was not reading the first part. What happened?
一体誰が想像しただろうか。この単純極まりない事件が。あのような恐ろしい結末を迎えることになろうとは。
Low. There's subtitles on text.
我が友シャーロック・ホームズはあの事件を振り返ってこう言った。思えばあの事件こそは序曲だったのかもしれないね。忘れがたきあの日本人留学生と演じた長い競争曲の。
Oh, that guy? That mysterious guy? Or not mysterious, sorry, the flamboyant guy? Oh! I finally arrived in London! Oh! That's how they look in anime. Although I think I saw that before. Reminds me of Harry Potter somehow. Maybe Harry Potter was taken from it. Makes more sense. And now Japan has a lot of railroad stations. So it's all normal now. Oh, wait, am I allowed to stream? Oh, well, too late now. Cut it if I need to be. If needs. Paper boat. Old times. Ryan's Cocoa. They sold it like that? I guess that was the before of like food trucks. Great Britain. What? Where? Why would they say that? You mean they have money? Now, obviously it's not free, right? Unless it's a scam. Oh, I guess they knew from uniform? They all stared at them as they went away. I don't know. I guess now we would be like, suspicious, maybe. They approached us out of nowhere. Maybe they just wanted our money. Oh, what? Is this the court? I don't think they had gears like that back then. Or did they? I don't know much about. I feel like that's too mecha feeling. Oh, then again, it is based on the past, so maybe it existed. I don't know. I don't think so. It's pretty if it is though. Anyway, British Supreme Court, February 18th, 9:21 a.m. So early. How early did we get there? Oh darn it. Now it's not voiced. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. I don't know about the fortress part. There should be books for that. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It still is, kind of. Oh, good morning. Wait, is it shown? Okay, no, it's good. Never mind. yeah. The comment's not in the usual place, so I'm like, wait, where is it? It's certainly unfamiliar. I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. You mean the floating gears that I don't think exist? I mean, I guess they're not float. I need to see the top of that wheel to know that. Oh, it looks kind of like future fantasy, past historical, all mixed together. You know, future and past, which is an oxymoron. Contradictory. What is this place again? British Supreme Court. You literally just said it. It is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time. If circumstances were different, we were supposed to let... Yep. Oh wait, no. I thought it was about Kazuma-san, who died. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. Oh, something happened to him? Oh my god, another murder already? But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Ooh. Yes. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. What? I thought we were gonna travel around and stuff. And like, I don't know, at least sightsee or something. So we have to return to Japan. We want to remain here in Great Britain. I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Oh yeah, I studied for that, didn't I? A whole month or so? Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Wait, who's this? I don't know whose voice this is. Good morning, sorry for keeping you. Who is this? The guy? Girl? Oh, deep voice guy? Probably. Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. There's gonna be too many voices that are similar. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes in. 47 seconds late. My apologies. That's so nothing, just if you're that punctual and care for time, it's kind of awkward that you're the one late. You'd think you'd be the one early. Or at least on time. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're sitting around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mal Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Oh, you are the Lord Chief Justice. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Naruhodo-san. Dude, stop changing. I'm pretty sure they changed the translators in between these. There's Mr. and then San sometimes. Don't be a mouse. She read my thoughts. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Naruhodo Ryunosuke from the Empire of Japan. Or actually no, I guess in this case he would be speaking English, in which case it'd be I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, or maybe she is saying Mr. Naruhodo when she's like supposedly speaking English. Because this is technically a Japanese game, so technically like they're unwritten in Japanese, but like maybe they're actually speaking English here. Oh, let's go with that. In that case, that's pretty cool. Okay. In that case, translators might be actually have a reason why it's inconsistent. Anyway, well, Mr. Naruhodo. We even say Mr. Welcome to London. Oh, the birds. The capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, was it during the... Wait, is this before or after the colonial days? I forget. Well. Ah, yes. Thank you. You look so huge. We're bearing. A verse first. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, well, help. I'm so nervous. Since I got here, I can't remember a single thing about the city. You just wrote this thing. This horse thing. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. Train! I forgot the train, dude. We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. We didn't see everything. I should say that. We didn't see everything. We like a tour. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. It sounds like you're just praising them. Like a yes man feeling. But okay. Which is probably true, but still. It's like, hey, your empire's amazing. Yeah. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, pipe water, and gas, even cables supplying electricity. Oh, it's after electricity. I mean, of course, I don't know. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh, yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me, there's a set aside. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes, there's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Oh, what exhibition? Oh, so, you said great exhibition? Wait, what is that cane for? Isn't it a regular cane for your foot? Wait, can I like... What's reader? Oh, never mind, just up settings. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in a great city. Okay. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. It will make Paris World Fair look like a toy shop. I guess there's some European rivalry things at this time or something? Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Such a yes man. Or yes woman. Great Britain's capital is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on a great empire. Hey, isn't that technically the motto for like the pre-war Japan? The pre-World War II Japan? Or technically it's always been like that, I guess. Or is it? I don't know. I vaguely read on it. I don't remember too much about it. Anyway. Oh wait, no, London did have that phrase. I remember now. It was because, what was it? They have colonies all over the world. So technically, they're all part of the British Empire. And so technically the sun will never set because it's always shining on one of the colonies. Right. I think that's what it was. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. I guess Japan was just the rising sun, never mind. Law student. Can I be a law student? Lord Chief Justice. I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. And Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. Oh, okay, you already know that he died? Okay. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. News reached him before we even arrived. Yep, that's how that works. My country, naturally, extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? So old-fashioned. Yes. I don't think bowing works in the Western, but at this point either. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. Oh, I guess this shows sincerity type of thing. They tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you. Ah, let me go back to Japan. That the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. You could just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. Was he a lord? Oh wait, Lord Chief Justice, okay. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Woody now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo. This is it then. The moment of truth. Wait, do I have to do this, or is he just gonna do it? Wait, before we do that, let me look at around the room. Chair, right? This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. Oh, marble desk. Oh, that must feel really nice and smooth. Looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me. Yeah, okay, yeah, tombstones. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. Feels like everything that's most normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here. It's more sturdy. I know. That's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling. I don't call that a ceiling, but okay. The gears are in the way. Actually, I don't actually know. Yeah, it's not floor to ceiling. And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Oh yeah, she was a book lover. Yes, a very bad dream. They're not all about British law either. Oh, there are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland. What about Russia? Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. Do you think? How do you say it? You know how to write it, I guess. I think, perhaps, it's a thought best abandoned. Student armor. Reminds me of the regular Ace Attorney. Oh, that was terrible, terrible incident. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. They're knights. I believe yes, they're suits of armor. Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates. It does kind of look like it. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know, huh? Oh, I guess. In games and stuff, sometimes you see that, but I don't know about rumor. And they roam around in the middle of the night. Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Mrs. Seto? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. That's impossible. If you're ever unsure, just ask. No, it's impossible. I don't believe you. It's like Doraemon. Out of your pocket comes a book just when you need it about anything you ever want to know. Where did she get that incredible tome? Was that everything? Gears, right? I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place except the gears. Huh? Oh, okay, what? Is this some kind of clock? Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. Oh, then that... okay. But those gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive, even. Well, yeah. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean. Oh, I thought it would be like sponsored by the government or something. Empire. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? I don't know about this statement. Machines. Were there machines back then in Japan before the borders were open? I guess there's some sort of machinery. I don't think it was like the Industrial Revolution type of machine, so I don't know. Just wondering where this phrase came from then. I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size, and I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy. Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. What? That's impossible. Are they fully greased? There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. This one was like static movements. These are like smooth. Anyway, looks like I'm done. Wait, look around. Oh my god, there's more. Oh, there's nothing really anymore. This room's smaller than I thought though. Wait, this is office? I totally look like you would the justice will be here and then we're like, I'm handing down my verdict. Oh well. Okay. Continuing the study tour. I can do it. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Great Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Yeah, like me. Is there something I don't know? I kinda stowed away on the thing as his friend, and I'm a fellow lawyer too, in study. Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. Hahaha. You have to say that you kinda stowawayed on the ship first. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruto, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? Wait, do I need to save? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, there's only one choice. Like, what's the point of this? I know there's no hand, whatever. There's no other choice, man. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? He's not gonna ask how he's here? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused. Like glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I think you should omit this part. That's like saying to someone, you think yet 1 month is enough to be a lawyer in this great country, this great empire of Britain? Yeah, you should just stop talking. Just be like, I have the qualification. I don't have qualifications, but I can do whatever a lawyer can do. Just say that. BS, man. It's an interview. You need to BS your way. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Berri. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Now, not what you might call a full education. Yeah, see? To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. Oops. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. That's cool and all, but that's just trying to what is it? Trying to like appeal to his emotions, and technically he's a court justice and he should probably go more, what's the word? Pathos, ethos, logos. You should probably go logos, wasn't it? Go logic. Oh wait, did it work? What? I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Was that an elevator pitch? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruto. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. I don't know, man. You should be like, I don't know. Bring your merit to them too. What's your merit? Why should they pick you? Why should they do what you say? Anyway, which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. The test already started. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? Entertainment? Let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? What path? Yeah. Do you even know what he tried to do? Or is trying to do? Oh, you mean in Britain? I guess there's a schedule or something. Or like a itinerary. Well, yes. That's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there, all of a sudden? Wait, I did not see that. I was looking at the text. Ah. Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. Oh. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Oh, right now? So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Oh, wait. Well, defending people, of course. Well said. Wait, that's it? Oh, so let's have you defend someone. Am I getting my first trial as a test? Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. Oops. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you managed to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Ha 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 ha. Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Hopefully it's not murder. Yes, good question. Ah, I remember. It's a murder trial. Of course.
OMG, this game is such a classic.
Oh, hey. Yep. My first murder trial in a new country. Yay. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand.
Lillin.
Hello. Good afternoon. Evening, morning. Morning from here. You really can't lose. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case. If the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Oh, you're going to let some person possibly be sentenced to capital punishment because a newbie lawyer is on this?
9 AM still can oppose tea sleep.
It's 9 AM and I still can't. Oh.
I got work in like 6 hours.
Oh. Well, slowly, ideally, listen to something, close your eyes, and go sleep. I usually, that's the route I should take. I have a stream open or something.
I woke up 3 PM yesterday, relieved face.
Ah, that's good. That's good? It's okay. Not too bad. Capital punishment? To be put to death? Wait, no, Japan's system at this point only recently included the judicial system. In which case, I don't know if they would have capital punishment yet. Okay. Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Ooh. Wait.
Emma, open your stream and fall to my death. When I say death, I mean my sleep.
Okay. Hopefully you can fall asleep. Presumably...
Sue, good morning.
Oh. Good morning. Presumably, you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law. Wait, does that mean every murder trial, they all get sent to death? If they're guilty? We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. Yeah, right? I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. Ha! I feel sorry for the guy, though. The defendant. But you can't do that, can you? Can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. Ha ha. Such pressure. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, I'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. Ah. Is that his tie? Or is that a badge? I guess he doesn't have a tie, just a badge. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. Oh, wait, I need to at least investigate, man. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? At least let me look over the materials then. And see if it's easy enough, I guess. What do I say? Well, I have to accept. What do you mean I can't? I won't do it? I agree to this absurd test. Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it! I can't get the words out, huh? Dude. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. Huh? Did it say yes already? So, it's as I suspected. Is it... Sorry, what? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Oh, wait, I said I will do it! What? What? Thank you for stopping, Pacho. Okay, wait, 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 let me save this. What? I click yes! Thank you for stopping, but what? Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Wait, I clicked yes, right? Yes. Long, strong heart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Huh? Mr. Naruhodo? I'm sorry, Mr. Seto. But what could I do? It's alright. I understand. No, she does not. She does not. Her face does not look like she understands. She's like, I'm disappointed in you. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. Our resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. Oh, wait, what? What? The BGM? So it didn't matter whether I chose it or not then. What are you trying to say, madam? I think...
Shiopo's disappointed for real relieved face.
Yep. I think what Miss Susato means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially will be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. Oh yeah, he should get a better, or at least a qualified lawyer, you know? At least after passing the test. Then he could do it. He can do it. I'm sure the defendant will see this trial as a test. As some kind of experiment. Oh, is it one of those where like, oh, I like the way you think. Okay, you pass. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, a particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Yeah, the 15 seconds, or 30 seconds. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. Does that mean I don't have to do the trial anymore? Oh, was there something else? Old BGM is nice. It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that. I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. Oh, that's a different question now. If the defendant was gonna be guilty anyway because no one's defending him, then you might as well go and defend him. What? Wait, don't tell me it's Sherlock Holmes or anything, right? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
Probably be saying.
Probably. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. Lol. You guys should learn by yourself. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. Oh! I guess there's less pressure, I guess. I'm really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh! Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, I do that calculation too. When I'm going to work. I must leave within 30 seconds out the door, otherwise I'll never make it to the train. Anyway, so venture into a great city and enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Wait, give us details about the trial, please. He's gone. The Old Bailey. What is Old Bailey? I've never been to London. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Okay. Converse, what to do? Hey, sister, can I just ask you something? Careful. What? Careful. In this position, I can perform a suicidal takedown in an instant. I know. Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Stronghold. The trial starts imminently. If I need to throw you, I will. You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom. If you need to ask me anything, then I'd better wait until we're at the Old Bailey. Okay, let's go. Can I present something? Present! Can I just ask you so? Okay, same thing. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, I forgot to look at the description. But oh well. February 18th, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. Oh, I like the BGM. Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Her book. From nowhere. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. Oh, so you gave him money. Lots of money. Didn't he say it was 20 minutes? The judge? He said 20 minutes. And we got there in 5? It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. Did you give him money, though? I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. I wonder how much, if that's a lot of money. Sounds like it. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here. Actually, this courtroom looks a lot like the Ace Attorney one, the regular modern one. 2 people guarding the door. But there's no sign of him at all. Yeah, where? So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. an oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. I'm calling it Sherlock Holmes, maybe. Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir? Wait, who is this? Oh, maybe the high voice is okay. What are you doing? Follow me here. Things are very desperate, are they? Sorry? Ah, the type that uses so much dialect. Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are you? We're from Japan, yes? Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do you need? What? No, we're just here because of defending you. What? Wait, who do you think we are? No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all about in a strange faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet. No, wait, is he the defendant? Tis grand. Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas, huh? Say nothing now. Wait, there's no way he would give us free money. 1,000 guineas? Please, Mr. Settle, you don't have to shout. I can tell you like the money, what? But 1,000 guineas is... It's enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. Did we have Tokyo back then? Was it not Edo yet? What? That much money? It's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see? I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Are you sure? Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. It's a bribe. Oh, it hit me in the face. Hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to ya for no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. Oh, see, I knew it. I'll be in the dock. So maybe they want me to find a lawyer? So now, what I want you to do, defendant, is to come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'll be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now that he doesn't know we're lawyers, and we get money for it. Ah, amazing. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. Maybe they didn't like his attitude, that's why they don't want to represent him. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Mustering blazes, do you not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names. No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park. Hyde Park. There in the center of London is another beautiful park. What? What are you talking about? Sorry, a park? What? It's called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. Whatnot? I donated to the city, so I did. An entire park? In central London? Does she even know how much that costs? I can't tell. A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city, and it's square old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask it. Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruto. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves. While the gentleman catches his breath. What? But we could take some money and represent him. He's willing to give it to us. Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see? So if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourselves in our hands and give us our money, we'll do our best. What was I after saying? What was I after saying? You deaf idiot. What? I don't understand what's this? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. What? Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fellow Flick claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? I know, right? Because he did it! That's the only explanation. Well? Not at all. Not at all, although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? Or why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper. What? Sorry? Did you just say Reaper? Shinigami? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barak von Zeke. He is the prosecutor. Oh, it's like the Mitsurugi thing. Okay. No one wants to go against him. Prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Von Zeke stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? Yep, Mitsurugi. And Von Karma, same thing. So it's reached a desperate situation, where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness. Lord Barrack's... What? Good. Lord Barak von Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, man. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. Trial's about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. I know, right? Tell us. No. Give us details. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? Wait, what? I did it myself, man. But then you made an appearance. Student of law, wouldn't you know? It's no accident, I can assure you of that. Just fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. Well, I literally know nothing about the case, or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Well, it's also part of your test, isn't it? Mr. Naruto, a man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. Yeah, let's go, dude. Nothing else to do? I'll be right there. It's happening then. Oh wait, is this the end? My first trial in a British court. Oh, my bad. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Oh. Don't tell me this is the end. Oh, it's not. Okay, good, because that was like only 15 minutes or so. February 18th, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Oh, there's 5 people. Oh, wait, huh? 5 people plus the judge? So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. There's fire on the thing. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. So much conversation in the background though. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Yeah, he's nervous again. Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. It's been a while since I saw the protagonist's face. Oh, judge. Wait, how should I make his voice? Name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilden. I now call upon the counsels of prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh! It looks like Karuma-kun. Prosecution is fully prepared. Too many voices, man. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He has a cloak too. It's like reminds me of Dracula somehow. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense. You appear to be Eastern. You speak English. Well, that would suck if we didn't. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And it couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Oh. Those eyes please me, Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. His trepidation? They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Oh, he's the one that says it. A cold shiver just ran down my spine, all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilden. Yes, my lord. I forgot his voice now. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Hello? Even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the far east, is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? Hello, says the one that's about to be executed possibly. Or the chance to be. I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. Gildet, what a fine gentleman London has in him. Did you hear that? He donated £5,000 to the government the other day. Mother, please let me go out to play in McGildet Park. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGildet. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him, even with all the money. Eloquently put, Mr. McGildet, in most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public has been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? I wonder if they're actually impartial or bribed. Oh, wait, too many voices. Let's go with that. Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. At the manor. His lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. I'll forget all these voices in. Wait, oh, there's too many people. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson.
How Oppo's S our favorite kitty?
Oh, hi, good morning. I'm doing well today. I watched a nice video yesterday. Tournament. And it was fun. And I woke up early today. Whoa! Ah, Mr. Naruto. Those people are... Who are those people? The jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet.
Oppo's S nice.
Oh yeah, there's a jury. Ace Attorney doesn't have juries, now that I think about it. Or at least the ones I played. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, and the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. The defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? Listen to us and decide. That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Oh, that animation same as always. Prosecutor Van Zieks, my lord. It's been a number of years since we've last seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. Too many voices. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. Oh, what happened? So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord. Oh. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruto. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. You must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. Yep, we just literally went here like 5 minutes ago. Incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as thrice fired mason. Sorry? Thrice? You look so incompetent, man. He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Okay. Victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. Okay, so in a bus, okay. A dagger had been thrust into the victim's abdomen. It's believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Oh, Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. Full autopsy report prepared by the coroner. It gives the cause of death as internal as a result of a single stab to the abdomen. Okay. A photograph. Okay, wait. Let's look at it first. Oops, wrong button. Court record. Nope. Nope. Oh! It's Kazuma's! It's not even mine! Is that a symbol? Oh, it's a lawyer badge thing, but it's Kazuma's. Sad. Age 54, brickmaker, time and cause of death, 15th February, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on a bus, right? Stabbed once, died due to internal wound resulting from the trauma. Okay, picture. It looks like he stabbed once. Aren't his clothes kind of messy, but maybe that's natural back then? Or like, especially for a brickmaker? Okay. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. Gloves. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood, counsel? Wait, what? There's blood and gloves? Yes, my lord. Seized by the policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. Wow. That's incriminating. What? Mr. McGildett's gloves had blood on them? Is it his, though? Just because he had it doesn't mean he was wearing it and it's his. Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. Ah, defendant's leather gloves. The defendant was wearing. Oh, never mind. At the time of incident, there's blood stain on the right glove. Huh. Wait. Blood stain on the right glove. It's not blood from the knife, it looks like, because it looks like the knife doesn't have blood on it. On the handle? That would mean that wearing the glove like touched the blood on the abdomen or so? Because single stab, right? Which means the blood doesn't gush out that much, I assume? Oh wait, what does it say? Does it say anything else? Nope. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started. Yep. Continuing. Oh, it's like a scroll! Did they have that back then? According to the driver of the omnibus, there are only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Well, that's incriminating as well, assuming he's telling the truth. Only 2? Obviously. One of these passengers was a deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other... Oh, that was so gentle. If it was Mitsurugi, he'd be like, dun! It's like a bam and everything. Was the accused, Magnus McGilden. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Yeah, was there anyone on the bus? Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. What? Mr. McGilden, what? What do you mean? To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in the carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and always succumb to it. Oh, I understand that. I sleep on all vehicles too. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Tilting so it is, and when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in me life. Wait, so he was in front of you? While you were asleep? So all of a sudden, what, he was sitting directly opposite of you? Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? That is true. I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. Makes sense. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. I mean, the driver could have been lying, because the fact the driver is there means it's not 2 people on the bus, it's 3 people. What? That's not all of it? Oh, the bam. There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which a brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Ha! Wait, you can't be typing in court, doing unrelated stuff? Unless, I guess, you're the typewriter for the court. Order! 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 When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. You mean the driver, too? No? And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Oh, he's using... Okay. Death, like... What is the word? Imagery? No? Yeah. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses, first of all. Your wish is my command. Does he have a sword on his belt? Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. I can imagine... What is it? Koyasu voicing that guy. More people! There's too many people. Witnesses. Your name and occupations. Well, it's gonna be... My name is what? Everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Just fair play. I'm a banker in the city. I'm a banker in the city. Sure, whatever. My name's First. Lady First. I make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Okay, testimonies! Testimony time! Yay! I like this one better than the investigations. What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well. That's the bus driver, right? And then this guy, I don't know what this guy is. Victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Who are you? Were you in the bus though? Victim and the man accused were sat next to each other, okay. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream... Wait, I don't know. Their voice is too much. I stopped my bus. And then I saw it too. But you said no one was in the bus at the time. How are you all here? How did you see that? Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. Isn't it weird how they said 2 people in the bus and then they saw this with such clarity? That means they're inside the bus, right? I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, yes, counsel. Well, this testimony, where were you all? Makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? It sounds like I'm the one that's weird. Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, where were you all? You're inside a bus. How could those 2 witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage unless you're inside the moving carriage. Yeah, I was like, what? Wait, is this something I don't know? And it's so obvious. How? Wait. I read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. You mean like Windows, right? But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Dude, I just arrived like 20 minutes ago, maybe. Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. Ooh, nice. What do you mean? The actual scene? How? Photographing me? A carriage is... Oh, oops, my bad. A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably, you understand that much? Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff. Bring forth the stricken omnibus. Well, how are you bringing it in? Oh, well, of course a lot bigger than I thought somehow. It's so small. It's so small and cute. Oh, it's the second floor, I think. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. It's so small, yeah. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Okay. 4 passengers seated inside in the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Oh, the top sounds fun to ride and scary if it's fast. Every Londoner knows that the best views of a city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests. Oh, there's a window. Oh! That there is skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Where were they sitting, though? If you're sitting... There's one where the seat was in front of the window thing, right? So they couldn't possibly have seen it. Ah, a skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. Ugh, that makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is the first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. Oh, is the carriage? I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. Okay, do that. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. Well, the 8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. Passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck that night. Isn't it dark inside, though? It's at night, right? I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence. It was better than photograph. Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving the omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Well, let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel. Wait, already? Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court cross-examination rights. What? What rights? You should have studied this though, right? Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court. So excited! Focus! Yunosuke. Focus! Everyone's like, why is that barbarian hitting himself in the head? On the face? Oh! Okay. Okay, it was the last bus of the evening. Let's thoroughly examine them. Ah! It's in Japanese. I don't think they would understand that. Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir. Oh. That's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold. It was, sir, freezing in fact. Huh? Why do I have to look at them all? Is there a reason for this? Huh? Hmm? Mr. First, what is this? Oh, how can I help you, sir? That last statement, did it trouble you in some way? What? There's this type of aspect to this courtroom now? Oh, not particularly, sir, no. If anything, he's troubling me with that hat of his. Has he greased his head? Oh dear, sir, I hope my hat's not troubling you, sir. I'm still just an apprentice, you see? That's a weird hat though, it's like stitched on. And it keeps falling. Mr. Naruhodo, Even the witnesses can see what's going through your mind. You really must be more careful. I wish it were that simple. Okay, so I have to look at all their expression during this. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other. How do you know this? Where were you sitting? Where were you seated? And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right. When you sit on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. They look normal. Okay. There was a lamp on inside. Oh, lamp on inside, that's why. So I had a pretty good view. Which means they were both sitting in the backseat then. Were they friends? Why would they sit together, right? Usually you wouldn't sit together. Unless you guys are acquaintances or friends or whatever. What? You guys are facing the opposite direction. If you saw it like that, that means you're... Where are you facing? Or are you not facing the front? I thought everyone's facing the front of the carriage. At this point, you would be sitting on the front looking at the back on the skylight. That's weird. The two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilden. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilden is a gentleman of rather small stature. Looks normal. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilden. There's no room for doubt here. Someone else could have snuck in though. Maybe they didn't see because the seats were not in their view. I really wish there was. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. What the? You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? They look normal. Or are fair dinkum, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, he's a city banker? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. It's no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... Who is this guy? My lord. Jury number 3. What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Huh? You can't decide yet when you haven't finished going through the whole thing. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something, or other, that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. Wait, what? And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Oh, that's fancy. I don't know how that happened. Physically, I don't know how that happens here. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Hold it, you can't do that. That is precisely... Oh. That's precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. You can't decide before you hear everything. That's such bad jurors then. I assume black is guilty and white is innocent. What the... What is happening here? Let me see. Yes. It seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice that we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... I don't think it's completely, it could just be like lopsided, right? As long as it's not equal. Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Now I'm even more worried about than I was before. Yeah, dude, you can't cast a vote before you listen to the whole story. Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. I know, you can't cast spells that early, dude. That's right! He stabbed him! I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. He stabbed him, you say. And you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? I want to see their location. Yes, that's right. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see? So I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. Then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly. That huge great knife. Huge great knife. You happened to... A grim sight indeed. Ah! That didn't help me at all. Oh. The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. Ah... It appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First. Oh, yes, sir? Is this the knife you saw? Oh, good grief! Yes, that's it! The very one, sir. It's kind of confusing which part's the blade and which part's not the blade, actually. Is that? Yes, Counsel. It is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly, like a stake through the heart. That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel. Yes, it is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial, the letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Hey, you can't say that's conclusive evidence at all. There's so many people with names that starts with the letter M. Please no. M, or Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It could have been Mason. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. Weak. But there are M's everywhere. Yep. Yes. Like in Mason. Oh, his voice. Nice. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. But that's the point, it could have been anyone. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. There is no evidence of that. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel, I guess. Largest knife that was found lodged in a victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggests it must be quite valuable. Where's the scabbard, though? My lord, if you forgive the interruption. Juror number 2, go on. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, what does that mean? Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. Think about it some more. Dude, we haven't finished yet. If that's the case, then prosecutor's always gonna be... What is it? Prosecutor's always gonna have a lead or advantage because they'll put their side first and we haven't even convinced them that that's false evidence yet. What? Or didn't... That evidence doesn't work. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and crime. What that? Oh, her too? Oh my god. I have painstakingly... Wait, what's her voice? I don't think I did it. I painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in position to draw the only logical conclusion. How do they do that? How does that work? Dude, this is so unfair. Not again. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who propose a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. Does that have to be anonymously, like everyone chooses the same side though? We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. And they changed their mind. But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. Come on, let's find something. I just need to keep calm and listen to witnesses' statements again. Again? Yeah, wait, I don't think I picked up anything yet. I want to see where they were sitting, though. What? Right, so what happened? Only 2 people wasn't victim, and so help me. 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm about to defend to do the deed. Actually, no, just 2. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGildet really innocent? Or could it be? Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. Okay. You're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again. What did I click? I clicked something and it went weird. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Out of blue, the accused reached over, plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed. I did it. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Oh wait. I didn't press that yet. What exactly did you see? Oh, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was. Did you not see that? Wait. In that picture, he wasn't on the floor. He was on a seat. Oh? And by the passenger, obviously, you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And the other passenger that had that knife in his hand, like this. By the other passenger, obviously, you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGildet. And then he plunged it down, like this. Stabbing the other passenger in the belly. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't the other guy say that he saw him stab him and that's why he screamed? And then after he screamed, this guy's like, oh, after I heard the scream, I saw him stab the guy again. I'm like, what? That means it's twice. What? Yeah, it's weird. Also, the fact that he's lying down on the floor is weird. Order! Order! It is hard to believe of one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning indeed. The law knows no philanthropists, my lord. Only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything. I couldn't agree more, sir. The truth. Anyway, okay. We saw this already. Yeah, so the fact that he was on the floor is weird. Next to each other, blessed, and then plunged it. That's why he stabbed him. I screamed. I did. I couldn't help it. So he is saying he saw him stab him and then he screamed. But then another guy's saying, I heard the scream and then I saw it. They contradict each other. Wait, can I press this and then press the other guy? Wait, another passenger. Punch it down like this, stabbing it in the belly. Pursue. Because they contradict each other. Oh darn it, I pressed the wrong one. Didn't trouble him anyway, oops. How do I do this? I know what's contradictory, but I need to figure out how to like... Maybe the guy would look weird if I press that thing again. Yep, he remembers it well. Reached over. I screamed. Here, hold it. I was up on the roof seats. Seeing a fellow. And then I happened to look down through the skylight. And sticking out from his belly that huge knife. Oh wait, oops. Not as sharp as they were the first time. No wait. As I've heard, witnesses had an unfiltered view of the events folding. Do not concur, coachman. Oh yes, Sir Hawk. Wait, why does he talk to coachman? You look suspicious. Mr. First. The last statement, did trouble you in some way? Oh, what? But he looks so suspicious. Ah, I don't know how it works. Just heard the scream, I stopped my bus. Present. How do you present? Oh, let me try. Let me save this. Save. Okay, wait. I mean, the floor thing is weird, so let's talk about that. Not to mention the scream part. Let's present this evidence. Let's just consider implications of that last statement for a moment, shall we? Huh? What does that mean? Wait! What implications, counsel? Nothing strikes me about it. Exactly. There's nothing striking about it. Do I present it during the thing? What exactly did you see? Passengers collapsed on the floor. Did you guys see it? Mr. Fairplay, what are you fussing for now? Here's to give me a pause for a thought. Oh, they look different. Not really. Right. By the way, you always seem to be looking to the side, one way or another. Yeah. You have some affliction? Not really. Talkative man. He's not really willing to say anything, it seems. None of your business anyhow. Oh, darn. Wait, I know what's wrong with it, but I don't know how to, arrange it. Maybe it's the layout? Oh, I could examine this? Darn, someone should have told me that. Actually, they did tell me that. Let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Scene of the murder. It's horrible. Oh, we can go inside. Okay. The photo guy shows the guy was here, Gilded was here, and the Mason was here, right? Soak the seat. How does it soak the seat if, like, I don't know. The picture didn't seem like it was that bloody. It just, like, showed, like, blood on the one part of their body, though. Really, you can see it from the roof. Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? I know, right? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. What's this? Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start in 6 months from now. I wonder if that's related. It's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Ooh, the Crystal Tower! It's under construction already, I believe. But all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. I don't see anything. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? It's in water, wait. Okay. Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. Is that a roof deck? Is that the roof? Oh wait, no, that's... Is that the courtroom ceiling? And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. But that means it can be opened from outside. The door. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I meant. Oh well. Maybe there's nothing else. I'll see the roof, actually. Oh, I guess you do see inside. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. Is that good enough for us? Wait, can you actually see them though? Let me see. Does the angle change? Oh, okay. Oh, you do see them. If they're sitting here, they would see inside. Exactly the view. You'll sit all the way up here on bitter night winters with the cold air. You have to pay money to do so? I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just makes me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you have to pay to stay out late. Oh. What's the roof deck? Oh wait, I already saw that. So if they're sitting here and they would let me go back inside again, I guess. That means they were both facing the other way, though. Away from the where the horse is drawn. Oh, my bad. I clicked back. Oh wait, what was it? Wait, let's see. This thing, I didn't look at it yet. Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months. Oh wait, you did see that. That's the Crystal Tower? Is also the Crystal Tower? Oh, never mind. Ah, I can see stuff. Any of interest? What about this? There's a drawer. Thing, handle. You can hide someone inside. I see this handle, it seems. Yeah, you can totally hide inside there. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Heating tubes. Heating tubs? Tubes, not tubs. Heating tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing, tools. The driver should know then about the storage component. It's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. I think you can stow away in here. I think that's it for here. Anything else? What about the other side? Ladder? I don't see anything that's contradictory. Well, let's look at the knife, actually. That part is a sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Hmm? Oh, sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades. Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. It's not a blade. That's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Oh, the blood. Ugh, that looks like a lot like blood. It surely is blood. The victims. Ugh, an Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Obviously. What, do you think we're not humans? Did you think it wouldn't? Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. My god. Yes, I do understand. There's no blood on the... Why would there be blood on the seat though? There's no blood dripping down from the blade. There's no blood in the picture anywhere else. It wouldn't... Why would there be blood on the seat is the weird question. Into his guts. He stabbed him. Maybe I'm missing. Is it one of the... Do they actually have a weird reaction every time? Let me go over them one by one again then. That's everything. It was so cold freezing. We had 4 passengers on board at the time. Yes, that's right. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though. You mean 2 sitting next to each other and two pairs sitting next to each other? And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example? You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. Did we talk about this? Nobody fled the scene of the crime, then. I have to say, the boss insists. Yeah, it's different. The boss, or did I not press the button? The boss insists on it running. He does, every evening. That last bus of the day. But just look around. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yeah, sorry to say. Oh, it's just this button, okay. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spent that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. I just can't believe it, sir. Can't believe it. No, normal. A murder on my own bus. It's too awful to think about. I haven't been able to shake this cold ever since it happened. Oh, literally? That's why you're cold? My lord, I wish to speak up. Wait, what? Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too? As a master of the Lord London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. Yes, you should do that. Huh? But I've heard enough now. No! The horses bolted, as they say. Wait a minute! No, please! Just keep open mind for a bit. Yep, Silver Blaze, the finish is in sight. There's the old lady now! Bippo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. So is he the master? You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Kind and unkind. Which means now that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. It's only you! Old lady! Calm down and think carefully. Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know? Then, pray tell, why you yet to pronounce your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. How's it related? There's a lovely little park just near where I live. Big Gilded Park, it's called. Oh, she likes the guy? A gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Well then, maybe go to the Nikilin Public Library later and borrow some more books. Random child. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds do you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus Nikilin really is? Wait, what? Is he gonna tarnish his reputation? What kind of man is he? The philanthropist, Magnus Nikilin, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? The client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. Oh, well that sucks then. What? The only thing saving him is the heart. Only thing saving him is his reputation. Stone that grows! McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? You're right. Why wouldn't he? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You want to experience commoner life. Yes, rich people will probably have to do that, right? You're not saying that. The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. Wait, why would he kill some poor man though personally by himself either? He could have hired someone to do that too. It will come as to no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus Nikilin. Wait a minute. Maybe, but like, as a predator, wouldn't you want your victim alive just so you can take stuff from them? Rather than dead though? But let it also be known, the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Oh, that's bad coincidence. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute, yet lost his house, yet not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it. If I might add something briefly. I mean, like, that's all circumstantial evidence. It's not conclusive either, though. Miss Susato? You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGill. But where is the evidence to support your claim? I'm sure he has it. Wait, what? When did that bottle of wine get there? What? That's fancy. You can't drink it during court, you'd think. Then again, there was a girl knitting, there was a girl typewriting, and there was everything. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in the court of law. Yeah, that is discourteous. Aha, there it is! Lord Van Zieg's hallowed chalice. What? What? How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I'd heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. Wow, it's a learning experience. As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is a debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Well, so much for that. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. That is rude. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I'll gladly accept this as new evidence. He sounds like he's a fan of the guy. Well, let's look at it. Catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes a victim who owned 20 guineas. Yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum, and the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. No wait, let's look at it first. Everyone stop. Looks like a diary. Let's open it. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Watch him be there. Actually, I wonder. I assure you we will not find Mr. Holmes' names inside. Well, let's see what we find. A diary, dun dun dun! Oh, can't read anything. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Oh! I knew it. It was definitely a... what is it? What's the term again? The one where you pretend, where you forge evidence to make it seem like that guy did it. I forgot what that term is, but yeah, that one. Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? Dude, it was one of the witnesses' name. It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? Oh, him too? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. But there's nothing to tie this to the incident yet. I mean, it could mean that obviously his witness statement is false, obviously. Anything else? Is there like another page? Same page? Never mind. Oops. Skip. Oh wait, they skipped it for me. Nice. No? Okay, we're done here. Well, it was seen I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. I forgot what that meant. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel. Oh, wait, calm down, madam. Still. Maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more before. I don't stand for nonsense. Wait, someone stop. Is the court over? Is it over? Is it over? What happened? That was it. The last juror's decision. Is it over? Did I lose? Does the judge not make a verdict too? According to this encyclopedia of British law, and all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty. Court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Oops. That's what it says here. Final verdict. It's over then. My throat is weird. Oh! Is there something else? Can we be saved? There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... Oh, wait, tell me immediately! All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. That's so unfair. How can you have them decide everything before everything is presented? And everything. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Tell me quickly! How do you solve this? Mrs. Sato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. A footnote in your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense? What did it say next? Oh yes, of course. One moment. Dude, I thought you looked at it already. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. No, after that. And the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. There were so many weird things about the thing, though. But they didn't let me present it. A summation examination? Higirari! In Japanese law. A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Ah! Low. Is it outdated? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck. Oh, maybe it's still in effect, you know? Sometimes people don't change the laws for 50 years. What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination? Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. Dude, read about it first, please. You would demand the right to a procedure before you can understand what it entails? I know, right? Typical Nipponese. I thought you don't even know any Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo. I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, you would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what, exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. That procedure became something of a formality, with no practical benefit really, so it rather fell out of use. But that means it's still possible. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of a jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. Yep, laws that never change, right? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah, let's do it. No, there's nothing else to lose anyway. A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or defeat? Of course, what are you talking about? You already lost otherwise. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord. Higirari! London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried. Yeah, but we can, right? What if it's our right? It's our right! I believe it could prove vital in this trial. Defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. Or, thank you. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? I don't think they are. They don't know what it is. I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so what letter? Oh, are you bribed? Nah, never mind. All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. Oh, okay. On what grounds? Oh, okay, so then if there's contradictory between what they think is why it's guilty and what actually happened, then you can reverse the decision. Nice. You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Makes sense. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the Summation Examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn his trial around. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. Dun dun! Let's go. The juror's contentions. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. Okay, that's his. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. Oh, I don't know about that memory though. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him, just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I've simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. The scoundrel stabbing that old poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. Wait, what? First of all, it's not on the floor. Dude, there are so many contradictions. I didn't even need the jurors to actually, like, contradict it. They mentioned a floor a while ago. Jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Yeah, there's so many contradictions, but they just didn't let me present it. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Yeah, see, like, there's the floor incident. It's on the floor. The guy was not stabbed on the floor. It's evidenced by the picture. And then second, the guy who heard the scream and then looked over and saw him stabbing when the guy screamed technically because he saw him being stabbed. Both of them are contradictions. Oops. Yeah. Anyway. Oh? I thought I was going to have to plow their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately. Once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. What? But then? They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. And what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work, then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. Yeah, that's what I figured. What do you mean? Well, 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. You must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. I did. If we can contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. Oh, against each other. I see, so it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. Do you have to have that? It can be between what the evidence is, too. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. Find contradictions in their statements, and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I will have to pull this off. Can we start proceedings? Come, counsel. I'd like to ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal, whatever. Yes, my lord. Let's go. We can do it. Oh! On the stand. Jury examination. There was no one else inside the cabin at the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. So I should not press them? Wait, let me save this, just in case. Wait, save. Let's press them. Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilden were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. But could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet? Such as? Perhaps that's something we could, all work out together now. Now listen here, maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes, but we're here to form our opinion as individuals, and I have. Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he? No, I'm gonna have to pit the jurors against one another, okay. Exusato-san said. Okay. Finding contradictions, okay. Next person. That's just the driver. Okay. Yeah, it's not really related. But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is? I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts. I see. A single penny can mean the difference between life and death after all, can't it? No, I don't think so. That's a saying in your country? My point is, a man who minds his figures, is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that soon. I don't know if that's related. Okay. Does that bench really need any more polishing? No. So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilden in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish. Now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think. Huh? They did. They did. Was it not the same amount of money? If you notice inconsistency, I should expose it by pitting them against each other. Okay. Wait, let me see. I don't need to press them all. We haven't raised the prices above 4 pence for years. Wait. 4 passengers with fare total 20 pence. But you said 4, which means there's 5 people. I'll just press it. Let's go. And her. There must have been 5 messengers. Or 5 passengers, because 4 times 4 is 16, it shouldn't be 20. How does she know it was 20, actually? Wait, she does the bank accounts and stuff, which means she knows there's 5. Isn't that weird? Does she think it was 5 per person? Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on Silverblade's maiden name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there are 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right. I have these precise details typed neatly here in front of me. Although she was a typewriter person then. For the jury. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, what? Do you guys all not know math? 4 times 5 is 20. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 4 passengers, paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication... Ah! How did you not notice you totally do, like, the math? It would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare. 1 person's fare? Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night. It's distinctly possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good gracious, wait, that means everyone was telling a lie. Everyone. Unless it was above and we just couldn't see. And the 2 above were telling lies. Like, either everyone's telling a lie or they were on the top. Or McGilded is the only one lying. Because they couldn't see the other side of the carriage if they were sitting in that seat. They couldn't see the other seats if it was occupied or not. This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Dude, you can say the same thing about the philanthropist then. You're all saying that the philanthropist won't do it, and it's like, nope, he's guilty. You can't say someone's good, and therefore, all good. Trustworthiness is our watchword. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. Lo. That the news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. It's like threatening him. Or blackmailing him. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end? You go to innocent. Or you just take back your vote. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales. Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go it? Wait till I get my hands on you. Oh. Does that mean you attracted your one from the fire? Ah, this is all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Oh. I don't know if they're innocent as much as we're uncertain yet. Just because there's an extra fifth passenger does not mean that he could have been the killer. Or that the defendant is not the killer either. For the love of Mark, not you as well. A penny can mean a difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. I don't think that's your standard I should be putting. Oh really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Thank you. Oh, well done, Mr. Nuthuddle. You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. You need to change 2 more? 2 more. Actually. Was there another one? Let me think. There's something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. Let me think. You look at it again. I need 2 more one more contradiction between 2 of them. At least. Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. Continue Mylene innocent. She's okay then. Stuck the chapel next to him just like this. That looks okay. Try to collate all statements made thus far and draw the logical conclusion. Wait, what? What's your conclusion? What have you been doing all this time? What have you been doing all this time? There. What are you typing? I should have thought it was obvious. I'm recording everything that takes place as part of these proceedings. And what have you learned from that? For example, at this moment in time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. The prosecution has snorted derisively at your remarks 7 times in total. Hey! And I might add, each time you have gulped like a simpleton. That is unnecessary. Thank you. And what's the point exactly? So anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty? Yeah, she never put that out there. That is a conclusion I've drawn as a result of the copious notes I've typed. There's no conclusion. What's your reason? Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion. Please don't distract me. It makes it extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping. This is going nowhere. Huh? Wait, what? Are they okay with that? Get to the bottom of this corruption, not guilty, I say. Serving a poor man on the floor. Okay, this is obviously contradicting actual evidence. But whatever. The whole point is pit against each other for some reason. That's kind of weird, but whatever. And this guy. One guy says he stabbed him next to him, and one guy says on the floor. Those two statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel, post haste. Oh dear me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me? Do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prime banker said. Oh. Give me a second. Nope. Oh wait, someone messaged me. Nope. Let's read. Okay. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed a poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. Yeah, because the coachman said they collapsed on the floor. See? I wanted to contradict those statements, but the system wouldn't let me. I would need to go through the examination of the jury if it wasn't for the system. But don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never... They're stabbing in totally different directions. It's not like they witnessed it either. They're just summarizing statements from the witnesses. Bless my stitches, what a model! What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh! But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. In the middle of intense jury. Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. Although technically it's still not innocent. It should be like a middle, I am undecided thing. That would be better. As opposed to innocent. The scales. I don't believe it. Oh, but he has a sword in court though. Wait. Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. He sounds like he's bribed. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all. Huh? I use magic. Do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, dark jinx. Me? What exactly is the problem? What if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it? It means one of them are lying. Let's say that Shylock did stab the victim as he sat next to him on the omnibus. This young dandy saw him do it. He didn't see him do it. Now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again. No, there's only one stab wound. This old lady saw him do it. The old lady didn't see anything. What? They're just summarizing in the witnesses' statements. Well, let's say it didn't happen like that. What are you calling a dandy, sir? Why I should take this knife to you? Who are you calling old? Why I should take this needle to you? They're ready to kill each other now. Yay! Instead of pitting them against each other, you're making them kill each other. Or could the foreman of the jury be right?
So violent.
I know the old lady is so violent. Did the 2 witnesses see 2 different moments of the same crime? It's out of the question. There's only one stab wound. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. Except it's the wrong direction. So where's your evidence, ma'am? That's what we want to see. I have it. I say that when two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Evidence. I got it. Irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by this autopsy that says stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying. Present. Kurai in Japanese. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Oh, nice. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Hey. What? Where'd the knife go? Alright, I concede defeat. Oh, nice. It's not innocent, though. It's uncertain. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won! Well, technically we didn't win yet. I mean, if it's like if you're not guilty, then you're automatically innocent. Then yes, we don't have conclusive evidence that he's guilty. In that case, then I guess yes, he's innocent, if you think of it in terms of that.
Well, we've not lost, so that's something.
Yep. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. Well, we've had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade, ew, and shave every last hair off his head. Ew, actually it looks like it would hurt, man. Oh my god, you're talking now. Please tell me he's a barber. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue. Yes! Oh, I think that's for the end of part 1. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Oh, yay! Wave down it. So, Lord Von Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. How many times is he gonna drink in court? That's a nice cup, though. That's also pretty huge. Almost as big as his face. Oh my god. The glass shards just disappeared into nothing, and so did the wine. Like his glove, his pure white glove is not even stained. What happened? It's like the blood. Actually, it looks like he'll be good at, you know, murdering someone, because blood just disappears. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of his hallowed chalice. It may seem rather crass to crush it to dust. I forgive the discourtesy. That is a way discourteous. Lord Van Zeeks. Is it cold in here, or is it just me? As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. Oh, no wonder he was so quiet. So I honored a deathly silence, and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury.
He absorbs glasses of wine for sustenance. He prefers to drink it, but occasionally he gets impatient and just absorbs it directly.
He does. Oh! He is a vampire then. Or a Grim Reaper, I guess, in this case. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. Does self-evident truth exist? Does that exist? No, and why else will we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Bring forth the witnesses once more. Oh, is this the next round or is it the current round? Are we continuing? How long is this? It's been like 2.5 hours. Almost. Witnesses. Oh, he took off his cloak! I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Yes, sir, that I did. Of course I heard it. Pretty voice says. Oh, yes, sir, I heard it. You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo? Yes, sir, my lord, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a 5th passenger on your omnibus, you'll be found guilty of perjury. You're advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh mio Dio. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. To explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Oh, we're continuing? Okay, this is a long trial. Various misgivings. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear, but well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus hop. Oh, okay. He fiddled us on the fare. He did, and then I saw that blood curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh yes, he stabbed him. Yeah, yes, he did. I think so, huh? What do you mean, I think so, yes? What do you mean, I think so? You cannot say that. It's either yes or no. Counsel, please make sense of this for me. Please. The phantom 5th passenger, conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend, never existed. Confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage. Whatever that means. Beppo, explain yourself. Terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. You must understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare. I mean, looks like he's tough to, you know, make means ends. It is so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty. I mean, he's been dishonest, but I wouldn't really, like, blame him really that much either. Because you need to make money some way or other. You have been dishonest, coachman. No, I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week, huh? Everyone's doing it then. What? 4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already. Do you need to do it 10 times? You just need to do it once. But I just can't make the result come out differently. There was a fly. No, that figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings have already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. You've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. I say unconfidently. Okay. Let's see. I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear, but wait, the but is weird. Is it the thing where he's charged 5? So there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare, is that right? You look so suspicious. Mr. First, how can I help you? They trouble you. Not particularly. Huh? But you look so troubled. Wait, let's go back, I didn't hear everything yet. it's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold. It was all I could do to stop myself from passing out. I can chill Blaines just listening to you. It was terrible, so I want to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. He looks awkward. For me, Mr. Fairplay. What are you for fossicking? Oh, okay, no. I guess that's not them looking nervous or whatever. Okay, sure, whatever. Wait, I didn't finish reading it. Go back. You look at everything. Maybe it's super obvious that they're nervous then. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. Only there had been a 5th passenger on Omnibus that night. It doesn't have to be. It just means someone else could have murdered the guy instead. I was told to pay 5 pence for the bus. Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir. And I just told you that I did. A flat fare of 5 pence across the board. It's not something to be proud of. So-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone, dead, and buried. What's with this imagery? I've been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. Tell us more about that. This blood-curdling sight, you mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have had to witness horror in the eyes. Witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, Sir Ha. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed, huh? Stop lying to the court. If anything, I think the middle guy's the one who's gonna look like nervous and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be the coachman anymore. We have another witness who did, however. A banker has already testified to it. Mr. First didn't actually see the point in which the victim was killed. It may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly all covered in blood. Okay. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. Tell you, I saw him stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGill, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him. That's what I said, isn't it? It's bothering me before this was. Yeah. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Oh, did he? I didn't notice that. Anyway, there's only the 2 of them inside the cabin, wasn't there? Okay. You look nervous. Mr. First. Did I trouble you? Oh, no. What? You were so troubled! Oh, now you click that thing again.
Gonna grab some food. BRB.
Okay. Got to go back. He hesitated. Only 2 of them inside the carriage. There's been much talk of a 5th passenger, but as yet, 0 evidence. And what are we all wasting all this time here for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty. Something about Mr. Fairplay's statement just now jars with me. What? Wait, what about his statement? Yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. You can't think so. Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when this defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Yes, that's right. Is this not nervous? You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding a knife in an ice pick grip. Did he say that? I suppose. What do you mean, suppose? Be clear. I might have, you know, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's weird in the picture. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I? Oh, that's super obvious. I guess I'll have to go back and forth. You have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. You know, I know what you're thinking. You didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? No, because he screamed. See, I wish I did this before because I could have had this before. Well, it's a little hard to believe, certainly, unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is. That's true. Why do you look? Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballard day. It was a grim scene. I don't mind telling you. The guy next to him is like freaking out. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me. I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. My judge was my lord.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Oh, cute bunny. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what you exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that alright. I'll tell you how grim it was. Oh, okay. More details, yay. Do you think I forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man? Huh? Blood-soaked? What part of this is like blood-soaked? It's only on the inside too. Can I click on this yet?
New cat follower. In trash.
Oh, thank you. Yay! Oh, it's 50. Wait, this blood. Is he right-handed? Oh, I didn't read this yet. Yes, I believe so. He's toying with the coin in his right hand a little earlier. Ah, pity. If only he had been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Present this. Obviously. What part of this looks blood-soaked? Blood-soaked hands? Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Oh, there it is. The evidence I need. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. Oh my god, wrong word. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes. Right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there, but you would not be able to tell that at like 10 to 11 p.m. with light only from a little lamp at night. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Arrgh! He's biting his cane, what? In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Yeah! But, no, that can't be right. Oh, lady. So you're the liar here, then? God! Oh my god, it's like a chipmunk. Dude, them and their knives. Both should not be allowed in court. That's right, you're clear about it. You said, it was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth? Yeah. Oh, rating of part 2. Oh, thank you. I didn't even notice that. Oh, thanks. I didn't even notice that. Oh, I just checked the Twitch comment thing. Oh, Yari. The weird, odd moment where they're in a British court, but for some reason the voices are in Japanese, so it's like, what? It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains that he had blood on his hand. The victim's blood was on the accuser. Igiyari! No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands. Which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. God! Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but he does in the book. But is that really the case? Mr. Naruto, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely. Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. I have evidence. My lord, see, now we finally bring the book in where he owes money to the accused. Yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. Fight! I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Are you sure? Yes. Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony. Gah! Very well. Wait. Okay. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court is this book that says he has to repay loans. This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilden. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion. Yeah. Put that away from a second. He is bad, but like he didn't murder the guy. The point is, among the names of these debtors in the name, is Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No. Well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, but what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilden were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. It would cease to exist. Oh, what if he had like a son or a daughter or whatever? I guess it doesn't count either. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? It's probably louder than that, but... Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you, or did you not, see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on Miss McGilden's hands. Both of them. Which means a different person. And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. Good. So you keep saying. Huh? Huh? Why is he? I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir? Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir. The assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. Ooh, something's not right then. What? What? But that contradicts the evidence, which means it's another pair of hands or another pair of gloves. It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yes. Mr. Naruto, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes, I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Wait, how long is this trial? Is this trial gonna end? What the witnesses really saw. There's blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. But it's odd, because there's no evidence of the gloves or the blood-soaked hands. I don't know how to... We need new evidence. If we can find that, then it's better, but... Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there's no one else inside the carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. That's not really what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. Yeah, the blood was weird. The picture showed blood only on the outfit, on his, And he was sitting on the seat. How could the blood have dripped down onto the seat when he's literally sitting on top of it? In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Yeah, so I don't know, that blood is definitely weird. Maybe it's like purposely put there. What the witnesses really saw. On both hands. Didn't see the exact moment. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the hands. Blood on it. Didn't actually see anything until I heard that scream. Remains there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. I guess. Let me go through one by one then. Mata! No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir, but nonetheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. My voice is... no, never. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why? Your reasoning is dire. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. Didn't see the moment it happened. I'll try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. But for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly done it. I was just trying to save us all some time. Loan. You're not supposed to do that. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Yeah, he could have been a murderer. Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? It's not entirely not what I was hoping for here. I just lost a little guinea or 10 and backed the wrong horse in the derby, that's all. I was gonna win it all back. Oh, it sounds like a regular gambler. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing. Ha! Little guinea or 10? I'm a banker, no one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? Okay, what about him? Seeing a knife, covered in blood. You definitely saw that, too? Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGildett's gloves has any sign of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGildet sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. Oh. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. Yeah, I think so at night. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGillet's gloved hands. There wasn't any blood on his hands. Wouldn't that be a different person then? This is puzzling indeed. So this must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. I didn't see anything, not until I heard that scream. You didn't see anything? Oh, yes sir, that's to say, no sir, I didn't. I'm very sorry about what I said before, sir, yes. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir? He's saying like you. I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories. Maybe he wasn't the killer then, the deader. Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, sir. I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Why is he silent? Oh, please, you didn't even see that? It was so cold that night. Usually it was all I could to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir. It would appear prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. It's your boss, man. Alright. And then, anyway, backsman, they could have... No one else, or they would have seen. And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus? Yeah, there's no way they could have seen someone in, like, the other seats. That's right. It was very fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember. I was shivering. It was so bitter. Why are you all there, anyway? Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place, right? Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Wait, what? Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. That's weird. It was locked? That's right. And it's a public service bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I would call fair play, says the fair play guy. Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. I can assure you, I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in that cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside a cabin? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might not have been able to. The other seat was empty. Or you can't see the other seats. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, you know I chose the right answer when the BGM stops. You're riding this omnibus. And witness the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? Sitting in the back, right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. Yep. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. You could have stowed away. Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Yeah, I checked it. You can't see the other seats from the top. Very well. I'll uphold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? Could have been inside the seat too. This one. Where's that? Could I? Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in an enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight. Yep. Is as I've drawn here. Oh. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attackers were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Although, were they not able to see through the window on the cabin door? I've been wondering about that, actually. Or they could have hid in the storage area and then came out later and then killed him and then went back inside. Maybe. Or just like walked out, possibly. It's quite possible. Some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. That's right in a different context. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That's true. We have no hard evidence. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Eh? A name? Can you listen to that, though? Don't wait. I haven't decided on that yet. Wait. I honestly don't know who could have been. Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I mean, it could have been the driver. You say you didn't see anything, which is suspicious. Obviously not him, he's not involved. He was seen. Wait, who is this guy again? Oh, just this guy. Prosecutor. He was in that seat. It could have only been the driver. You say he didn't see anything, which is suspicious, and he knew about the storeway. What is it? The storage thing inside. So I don't know. Maybe he killed. Could he have killed? I don't know. I assume the thing was moving, so I don't know. Wait. Save. Let me save. I have no idea. I have an inkling? Maybe the driver? I don't know. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. I'm assuming that the top two people are unrelated to each other, so they wouldn't cover for each other either. And the two are there, so it can only be the driver. But the thing is moving, so I don't think it'd be the driver either. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. Wait, I don't know it. Let's not delay counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. I don't know who it is. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting to turn the trial in my favor, but I don't know. On that night, on the night of the murder, The person occupying a seat in the omnibus that was obscured from view was... Wait, can I check my court stuff? I cannot. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. He was on the seat, right? Next to the guy.
It was your assistant.
No. Who is it? Wait, no, wait. What if someone pretended to be this guy on the opposite side? He said he was asleep, so I don't think he would have known. Like, maybe he was moved in his sleep. You never know that. And someone pretended to dress like him and everything. And then he stabbed the guy, and while this guy's asleep, right? So then he woke up finally to see... He said, wait. I remember, he said he woke up to find someone across from him. Was it across from him? Woke up to find him bleeding. I don't know, maybe this guy. I'm sorry, everyone. I think it's the other guy. Because if there was a blood-stained hand next that did it, it has to be the culprit in that seat. Which means the defendant is in the other side of the seat. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Oh, nice! I got the right answer. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant. Yeah, it has to be culprit sitting where he was because they saw him kill the guy. So someone pretend to be him. If did he just throw his glass of wine at that, I don't know, fire lighting light lamp thing and then it disintegrated into thin air? If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the courtesy. Dude, you've been doing so many rude things the whole time. Lord Van Zeeks. He would talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. Hey, that's racist. Well, I mean, back then a lot of things were racist, I guess. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. They didn't see his face, though. It's the very premise on which this case is built. Isn't the driver kind of like small too? I guess it couldn't have been driver, it could have been someone else, actually. But that premise may be wrong. Maybe there was a fifth guy, but who's the fifth guy? I have no idea. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, he would have bloody hands. It creates an inconsistency that cannot be reconciled. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves. Yeah, they're right, my lord. Someone else had to have had bloody hands. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim. But there's no blood in the other guy's hands. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. No, man. Not when they're that sure. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night. Third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them. And who was this third party? We don't know. Obviously. The true culprit, obviously. I mean, obviously. He's not asking who. Extraordinary. We're asking identity here. Need more water. Order, order, order! What exactly are you postulating? The defendant's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. Oh, BGM so nice. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. Nope, they saw a short guy. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yeah, he could have took the guy's hat when he was sleeping too. Yes. Tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them though. Yes, that's right. Both chants were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of hat do the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. Isn't that awkward? Is that weird? You're a hatter. Why would you not know the styles of the hat? Yeah, and you call yourself a hatter? Like what? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be sure? Yeah, because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilden, would have undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact. Yeah, I thought that too. I'm like, he has to be lying. I'm just a third person. Or fifth person. Either him or the two on the top roof, but they're strangers, so it can't be them, so it has to be the defendant. But why was he lying? I don't know. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Is he hiding it? Or the guy went in after? I don't know. You think the driver would have noticed, though? He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilden would have been unaware of it. Unless he was drugged or something by the victim? You're like, here's a glass of water, aren't you thirsty? Drink. Hey, let's help us kill this McGilden guy, and then for some reason he got killed instead. Then I guess I can see that, but then you think the driver would notice because it's a moving vehicle? I don't know. And he's trying to take money, right, from passengers, which is weird. Maybe the driver's lying too? Order! Maybe they paid the driver to, like, not say it. And took extra money or something, I don't know. And stole the money from me, I don't know. There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilden, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. Huh? Reject? On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilden is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilden to testify or not? I think you should. Right, save. Wait, am I in part 2? When were we in part 2? Usually it, like, tells me that I've passed time. I'll see how long I can do this until. I have plans to do later. Maybe like an hour left, at most. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
Yeah, usually there's a to be continued kind.
Yeah, there usually is, but it's just part 2. I'm like, what? Remember chapter 2 already? Or no, part 2 already? The defense would like to call Mr. McGilden to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilden has to say. Get the man out here, I say. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely. She literally said she was going to kill him though, okay. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. Like an extra hour. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Oh, unless this is the to be continued. No, it's still continuing. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilden, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now 2 matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second, is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? Me, God, no. It is not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all, or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGillen? So there was another person? The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. Oh, there comes the truth. It's true. Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. Oh, you... What? Why don't you tell us? We're your lawyers. No, Magnus McGilden. That convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Von Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see. Oh, who is this child? What? I mean, what? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom, just like meself. I was only trying to spare her that. But who is this child? Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. Who is this young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. Oh, you don't know? How'd you do that? Well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since. Yori. We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for witness statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. The urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to proceeding. Huh? Why? Why would they be here? What? 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 A gunshot? Smoke? Fire! 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 Look, someone's trying to get away! After them, it's no use. I can't see anything on this smoke. What is going on? Be careful, Miss Naruto. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. Secure the omnibus? Why would you need to secure the omnibus? How are they escaping with the omnibus? There's no horses pulling. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Huh.
I felt the chaos. It opposes us like I was there.
I know, we do. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. Oh! Here's the to be continued. Thank you. It was 3 hours and 13 minutes. Finally! It took forever! I'm tired. Man, that was long and chaotic, and many new elements were written. See, we're at part 3. What? I would have liked if it was like 1.5 hours per time. That would have been like the perfect amount of time. Anyway, for now, that'll be all for Ace Attorney for today, and I'll continue next Sunday. I guess. Saturday, I might have something to do, so I can't stream on Saturday. But if I have time, I'll do Yu-Gi-Oh!
Lillin, it opposes always a pleasure catching your streams. I hope you have a good day. Take care, 07. Thank you for today.
Oh, thank you for joining. Oh, it's been a nice adventure. I love Ace Attorney. Hopefully you liked it too. If I have time, I might play Yu-Gi-Oh! But for now, I'll turn off the YouTube because Ace Attorney journey currently has ended. We'll continue next week. Okay, YouTube, thanks for watching. What should I do? Be on Twitch maybe still longer. We'll see. Bye. Okay.